So your variable expenses will vary. You're going to have to kind of figure out how much you think you're going to spend depending on what you have in your life. The first thing is our savings. We're going to start out with the basic rule is you should save about 10% of your income. So we're going to do a formula. I'm going to start with my equal sign. And if I say you're going to do 10% of your income, that means we're going to go up to your total income. We're not going to put in stagnant numbers. We want cell references. So instead of typing in 3212, we're going to click on B8. So see how the B8 showed up? So we're going to do B8. We're going to multiply that, and 10%, I'm going to put in 0.1. And I'm going to hit enter, and $321 will appear in our savings. Later on, after you have your total net income, you're going to manually put that in. So say my total net income is $19.08. I'm going to double click in my savings, and I'm going to add the balance manually. This is the only time I want you to type in a physical number and that's going to be the very last thing that you do. So I'm going to put in 1908. I'm going to hit enter, and that will zero out my net income. That means you have an exact balance budget. You have every penny that you make is supposed to be going somewhere. So all of our leftover money should go into your savings, and you can invest that, or you save it for a big trip, or you save it for retirement, whatever you need to do. For your gas in your car, look at the written instructions, but you've got to look at how big is your gas tank, how far are you commuting to work, and how much does gas cost. Your electricity, I give you an example in the written instructions where you can find out how much, depending on how big your home is, how big your apartment is, depends on how much electricity you will use. Entertainment, do you go to the movies? Do you go out to eat? Do you go to concerts? How often in a month do you do that? And if you decide, like clothing, maybe you only shop twice a year, and every time you shop, you spend $200. Well, I can do my formula, and I'm going to say I shop $200. I'm going to put it in parentheses because I'm going to do multiple things. Remember PEMDAS. So say I spend $200 twice a year. So 200 times 2, there's my annual amount that I spend on clothing. I put it in parentheses so that it does that first. Then I'm going to take that $400 and I'm going to divide it by 12. And that way I have a monthly budget. I'm going to put $33 aside every single month. So when I'm ready to go shopping, I have that $200 to go spend. So see how we can take an annual amount or every once in a while, and we're going to use a calculation to figure that. So I know exactly how you got it. For the food, this is the big one. Go ahead and create another spreadsheet. So you're going to click this little plus sign. That will add a sheet. Double click on the title. So when I hit plus, it's just called sheet 5. Double click on sheet 5, and you're going to call that food. Okay. I am going to delete that because it won't let me do it. I already have one. Keep it there for now. Okay. And so your food log, you're going to write down, what do you eat in a normal day for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, for snacks? How much do you eat? And then you're going to multiply that by the number of times that you eat it. So see, tortilla costs $2, and if she eats it every day or 5 days out of the week, it's equal sign 5 times 2. So figure out how much you are going to spend in a week. Once you figure that out, how you're going to spend that in a week, then you're going to go over to your personal budget. And under food, I'm going to start my formula, so equal sign, and then I'm going to click on my food budget. See how it says personal budget B26 right there? And I'm going to click on my total food that equals my weekly. So everything that I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 1 week is $112. And I'm going to multiply that times 4 because there are 4 weeks in a month. And I hit enter, and it's going to pull that number straight from that food budget. So if you look up in my formula bar, my formula is equal sign the food spreadsheet, B23, which is my weekly total, times 4, because there's 4 weeks in a month. That gives me my monthly food budget of $447.